anni favoritulia in Omonia.
And we call taxi, and I put Kilian, I opened the door to find, I put him in the taxi, and I close the door, and I want to go inside, and Kilian go out.
You're gonna get someone messaging you afterwards saying, "Why did you mention me?"
Hey, fuck.
She say, I cry because you are here today.
Πάμε σιλά καμουθιά, βρεγά, βρεγά, βρεγά. Έκατσε μου την ο Στέλ. Μόλις ξεκινούσε στέλνει μου μήνυμα και λέει μου πρέπει να ανοίξω την πόρτα να κάνω το intro. Οπότε, welcome to another edition of the No Choftes with me and Stel. And να μιλήσουμε έτσι, it's been a slow week and it's been 8 days, I think, since the last pod we did with the Gabor and Odysseas. Not a lot to talk about, to be honest. It's been, like, as we said, like a really slow week when it comes to transfers. The team is currently in Giberunda, and we're going to have a friendly on Monday, and then we're going to Poland, as we know. So we're waiting that before we go to Poland, at least a player or two will join the team, because we've got the European game that's going to be really important quite soon. Eto, do you want to start again? Do you want to do your intro? I think no, you don't want.
What is wrong with Cypriot people, bruv? Like the whole I'm turning up to your house uninvited or without any fucking warning. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm not going to go into this, man. Whatever. It is what it is. Listen, I'm a Charlie, aren't I? I'm not accepted yet. So, you get what I'm saying? But it's all right, bro. It's all right. You did a very good job with the intro. I'm impressed.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, when I don't have time to think, it's the best. Hello.
Bedros wants to come. Bedros wants to come on now. I'm going to give him the link, man. He wants to talk.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I was saying in the intro, I don't know if did you hear the intro?
I did indeed. That's the joys of having these Bluetooth, these headphones.
Nice one. So, η Ομονία αναγύρισε τον Ιάπωνα επιθετικό, κοιμηθείτε, θα στείλει, okay. Yeah, it's. I said that the last pod we did was with Gabor and Odysseas, and since then there's nothing really much to talk about. The news has been really slow. No transfers. The team currently is in Giberunda.
It's literally nothing. It's literally nothing to the point where, like, the news outlets. I know it's difficult for them. It's difficult for them to get stories, but it's like they're scraping the bottom of the Vudiro. Do you know what I mean? We got the Vudiro, and you got nothing left. That's what they're doing. And there was a tweet yesterday from some Argentinian journalist about a defender from Boca Juniors, Mishimu, we're going to sign, and that's all Malaguez. It's tough times, man. Tough times.
Yeah, it is. I'm not. I don't know what's.
I'm not complaining. Complaining.
Yeah,
I prefer it this way. I prefer it because January, that was the worst for us because Catheleo, there's a player linked with us. Fucking hell, man, bosses for this.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. We have to be patient and see, even though, we're running out of time because we're looking for at least another 4 players. And in about a month's time, we're playing the first game, which we always say that is probably the most important till the next one, because if we manage to go through, we go to Europa League rather than Conference League, and we all know what the difference is between the two tournaments. So we can't be that complacent. We can't, we can take our time. I can understand that Cyprus is not like the first choice for anyone, especially if you want to bring in a player that's played in a higher level and he's still, I'm not going to say his peak, because if he's at his peak, he's not going to come to Cyprus. But, he still has some good years left in him to play at a high level and make a difference. And I think that's what we're looking for. At least that's what I'm hoping we're looking for. Because, okay, I'm not going to judge someone unless I see him play. But, everyone went crazy about transfers being delayed, like we don't have more than a month for our first game. Yeah, but a month is not that far away. I mean, even if you sign them in a week's time and then they have to go, they need some time to train with the team at that. Yeah. You don't know how long they've been out for, out of training. You don't know what the condition is at the moment.
I think we all know that Lennon wants the players in before they go on their pre-season tour. They go to Poland, isn't it? So yeah. I think that's what he wants. And look, I don't think it's come to the point where we're desperate. But when you look at all the other clubs now, Nofossi have started to bring in players. Apoel have practically rebuilt their squad now. So we are obviously down to the bare bones at the moment. But again, we don't know. No one knows what's going to happen. Let's get better on, because he seems to be some kind of what's it called, Nostradamus when it comes to on his activities. Ya soy Pedro. He's on mute.
Γεια σου, κοπέγια.
Γεια σου, Πετρί μου, να μου κάνεις μου.
Να μου κάνετε κοπέγια, θα είστε καλά.
Μια χαρά.
We're chilled, right? We're chilled. Absolutely
chilled. Άκουσα μόλις ήρθες μέσα και σε παούριζες και λες μου είσαι chill.
I'm chilled, man. Of course I'm chilled. I had to get a little rant off my chest. Do you know what I mean? I'm all right. I had to take out my frustrations on someone.
Πέμασταν λίγο, ρε.
Φίλε μου, πέμω να μου θέλει να ακούσεις να σου απο ούλα.
Αφού ακούσεις τα πράγμα μιλούμε.
Ρε φίλε, κοίταξε να δεις. Πιστεύω ότι ως τις 20 του μήνα να πιάμε ακόμα δυο παίχτες.
Δηλαδή σε μια εβδομάδα δηλαδή.
Ως τις 20 του μήνα, ναι. Να έχει άλλο δυο παίχτες και μετά πόσες θέσεις μηνισκούν, νομίζω... Άλλο δυο. Το πιο πιθανό άλλο δυο, ναι. Τώρα η κουβέντα είναι ότι η έννοια μου για επιθετικό εμένα. Ως που ακούνται παίχτες, είναι η κουβέντα που ελαλούσαμε και πιο παγιά ότι για να μην ακούεις παίχτη τώρα σημαίνει ότι εμπαίχτης ο οποίος εβιάζεται, που σημαίνει ότι έχει κάποια αξία και θέλει να δει όλες τις επιλογές του. Εν το θετικό της πλευράς, εν το αρνητικό ότι εμείς καρτερούμε.
Εντάξει ρε παιδιά, κοιτάξτε, what I was saying with Stel earlier is that, okay, I'm not gonna judge the choices, even though I have a more general, actually a more specific άποψη ότι η αγγλική σχολή γενικά μες στην Κύπρο είναι πολύ πετυχημένη, όχι μόνο στην Κύπρο, γενικά οι Άγγλοι, επαναλαμβάνω, η αγγλική σχολή, επειδή I know Stel's going to say it's not the same to the Irish, the Welsh, it's the UK general, but I see that school. No, it's a school of football, the way they approach and perceive football. In my mind, είναι πολλά, ναι, να πιάνει το φορτούνι, να κάνω shot. Που λαλείς. Πρέπει να... με ενθουσιάζει τώρα έρχονται παίχτες που γίνουν τη σχολή. Γιατί δεν πετυχαίνουν, ούτε μες στην Κύπρο πετυχαίνουν, ούτε στο εξωτερικό επετύχασαν Άγγλοι ποδοσφαιριστές. Δηλαδή αν δεις μέσα στη Ρεάλ,
Why did you mute yourself? Oh, what the hell, man?
Yeah, sorry, I thought that the bell was going to ring. I was saying that generally η αγγλική σχολή, άμα φύγει εκτός της Αγγλίας, είναι πολύ πετυχαίνει. Δηλαδή, έχω το παράδειγμα της Real, είχε McManaman, είχε Owen, είχε Beckham, είχε Bale, που μπορείς να πεις ότι κάποιοι που τούτους έπαιξαν σε καλό επίπεδο. Είχε στο Hargreaves που έπαιξε στην Bayern, πιο παλιά ήταν ο Platt, ο Lineker. Did Gaza play in Italy as well?
Gaza played for Lazio.
Lazio, ναι.
Ian Rush went to Juventus.
Yeah, but none of them had the career you expected. I mean, okay, some might say if
Bale was a success, 100%. Lineker, I'd say, was a success.
Lineker was a success.
At Barcelona, I think so. I think he did well.
Hughes?
Mark Hughes had a year at Barca and a year at Bayern.
I think the most successful player was Sancho at Dortmund, and Bellingham at the moment is doing quite well.
At the moment. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, man. I can't really think.
Smalling did a
was
good job for Roma. Smalling played well.
But McManaman at Real Madrid, though.
Yeah, I said McManaman, Owen, Beckham, and Bale for Real Madrid.
I wouldn't say Woodgate was good, though.
Okay, next. But yeah, Real Madrid seems to trust players from that part of the world, but I don't know. I mean, I believe that Yasu Levendim, one of the best strikers I can say. Εντάξει, στην Κύπρο είναι ο Moors, είναι ο McDermott, είναι ο Ματ, είναι ο Sheridan, είναι ο Panchon, είναι ο Fotheringham που έπαιξε καλά. Αλλά γενικά νομίζω ότι...
Chris Bart Williams.
Ναι, Chris Bart Williams, αλλά... Ναι, Chris Bart Williams, ναι. But overall, I think, okay, listen, if they manage to gel with the team, these people, I think they have a refuse to lose mentality. They see football in a completely different lens. But let's hope that they will help the team. I'm not gonna talk a lot about them just yet. Anyway, we're gonna have by the end of this month 2 surprise guests on the show, and we'll discuss a lot more about these things. The reason we wanted to make this show is obviously for anyone who wants to say anything about the team is more than welcome. Να μιλήσουμε λίγο για τη στατιστική που ευκήκε χτες.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Pedro's thoughts on these.
Ναι.
Okay.
Mate, the amount of people that fucking got pissed off about this, mate, it was glorious.
Πριν να πάμε στη στατιστική όμως, να ρωτήσω το Στέλ κάτι. Να μου πει την άποψη του. I was reading an article about 2 or 3 days ago, something like that, and it's about players changing countries and especially weather environments, that the adjustment period that they need in a country. Okay. And I was reading that it takes them about 3 weeks to get adjusted in the new environment, like with the weather change, especially like in a difference between England and Cyprus. The difference is huge. Obviously, you definitely need adjustment time to how your body reacts and things like that. To anybody, let alone a football player, that is going to be using his energy and power to have an outcome. Now I'm wondering, we're leaving on the 20th. Our first game is on the 18th of August.
Yep.
Να πάσει σχεδόν 3 εβδομάδες προετοιμασία.
Yep.
Να έρθουν πίσω, δηλαδή περίπου μια εβδομάδα πριν το πρώτο παιχνίδι. Do you think that the newcomers, especially those that came from the British part, okay, will be able to cope? Don't forget that the training is going to be taking place in Poland, which is the climate there is more mild.
Yeah. That's a good question, but I think it depends on the player. And by that, I mean, if you look at Matthews, for example, and Barker, I'm sure Barker and Matthews have been on pre-season tours with their clubs, their previous clubs, because you do see a lot of these, like Man United and Liverpool are in Bangkok at the moment. So they're getting used, they're acclimatizing to, obviously the climate, the culture, everything. So, and they're out there for a few days. So I don't think it's going to, nowadays, it probably doesn't take players that long to get used to their surroundings. Don't forget Gibro, forget the temperature and forget the heat and everything. The lifestyle is it's less rapid. In the UK, it's all non-stop.
Yeah.
You've got a very laid-back culture. English is a second language in Cyprus. Everywhere you go, everything is in English or Greek or Russian, So I don't think they're going to get used. They're going to take long to get used to the environment. Yeah, the weather's going to play a huge part because it's not a pre-season, so they're not going 3 weeks abroad and then go back to the UK where they're going from 35, 40 degrees to 10 or 5. Obviously, it's going to take them time, but I think it's down to the sports science team. It's down to the strength and conditioning team to get them training a certain way so that they become used to the environment. Don't forget Bashiru, for example, he's a good one. He's obviously from Africa, but he spent a lot of his time in Scandinavia and then the UK. So while he is, yes, used to the warm temperatures being from Africa originally, and probably playing out there for his national team, still being out here on a regular basis, playing week in, week out, training day in, day out, sometimes double training sessions, it's still going to take him time to get used to it. I think the players now are at an elite level. It's not like how it was 10, 15, 20 years ago where players will go out, get pissed, and then they're going to training the next day and they won't be able to rehydrate or they just won't be able to cope with the surroundings. I think it's much different now. And I think players are very well trained. They can cope with it and they can get used to it quicker. Now, sorry to go off on one, but again, going back to the players that you mentioned that are coming in a few weeks' time or next week, I think for them, they're going to have to get used to it quicker, obviously, but I don't think they're going to be rushed in. I think they're going to be bedded in, and that's the important thing. That's a very important thing. That being said, we don't know who's coming. We might have a player coming in from Greece or South America or even Cyprus that they're already used to the climate. So again, it just depends on the player. That's the long answer to your question.
Okay. Εντάξει, ρε, να το δεχτώ.
Okay.
I'm just a bit worried because within 2 months we're going to be playing 15 games, and that's a huge number.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. But I think that's why having a squad is important because you can't have 13, 14 players. You're going to need 24, 25. You don't know if you're going to get injuries. You don't know if players are going to get COVID. That's another thing that we need to take into account, And I don't know in Cyprus what the rules are when it comes to isolating as well. Roy's obviously just come back from COVID. How long did you have to isolate for?
It's 5 days, and then you do a PCR or a week, and then you're released. But now no one can expect or no one can understand what might happen because there's an influx again in the Kruzmada every day. So
10,000 in the last 4 days.
Come September, μπορεί να αλλάξουν και πράγματα πάλι και you never know how So
let's get Stefano up as well because he's been waiting.
Hello,
boy.
Hello.
Στέφανε, και στη ζωτή και δοξά ακόμα. Όχι.
Όχι, είναι βρε, απλά έχω no money, no hand.
Τώρα μας σας δω πάγες.
I'll let you guys talk for a couple of minutes and I'll be back, yeah?
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. No worries. But yeah, so how do you think the transfer window's gone so far, boys? How do you think it's panning out? Are we getting worried yet? Are we excited?
A bit worried because
Ναι.
of flashbacks from last season. I don't know. Τώρα έκαναν τη μεταγραφή, την τέταρτη μεταγραφή που κάνουμε τον Πάρκερ και λίγο αρκούν να κάνουν την πέμπτη μεταγραφή, ας πούμε. Ούτε, εντάξει, έλα λούν, ποιο είναι να φέρουν και ξέρω και εγώ για να μην γίνει κανένας χατάς. Αλλά από την άλλη, I don't know. Εντάξει, έχουν γίνει το πλάνο τους, αλλά από την άλλη πινίσκει μου κοινό λίγο το uncertainty, ας πούμε, που τα πέρσι που τα κάμαν μπήκες. Δεν ξέρω, ας πούμε. Τι είναι να φέρουν τους παίχτες, τι είναι να καταφέρουν να κάνουν embedding τους παίχτες, ξέρω και εγώ, να δούμε και μες στο γήπεδο και το φιλικό όπου και να είσαι. Εντάξει, απλά θέλει υπομονή, τουλάχιστον να φέρουν παίχτες πριν ξεκινήσει το μάτς μας στο Europa League, τουλάχιστον. Να μην μείνουμε τελευταία ώρα.
Pedro, last season we made a few signings, but I think obviously that was under Larco and things are much different now. So I can understand Stefano's frustration that not many more haven't come in since the last signing we made. That being said, we know that things are being done different now, and deals have probably been in negotiation for weeks. So is there any room to worry? Because I'm not going to lie to you, I've had so many people messaging me, when's the next signing? When's the next signing? Well, I don't know the answer to that question, but don't worry, it's going to happen.
Όπως είπα, εγώ νομίζω μέσα την εβδομάδα και την επόμενη να ακούσουμε για 2 μεταγραφές.
Τούτες μέρες, ναι. Κάτι έτσι, σε 2-3 μέρες μπορεί. Να ακούσουμε για άλλη μια μεταγραφή.
Η μια είναι κοντά στα τελειώματα, is on the finishing. Now from there
4 ώρες, κάτι έτσι.
Close enough. Κάπου για μέ. But I'm not worried. I'm not worried because I think I said it from a month ago when we were having a discussion that I expected that then when the team goes to Poland on the 20th of August, they're going to go with 1 spot remaining, if you remember that. So,
which will probably be the left back spot.
Yes, from the looks of it, yes.
So it looks likely that it's going to be a central midfielder and a number 10.
Stel, θα σου κάνω μια ερώτηση.
Yeah.
Τώρα που κάμαν number 10 τον Λοΐζου, πιστεύεις προσπαθούν τάχα να σώσουν κάποια λεφτά, να μην πιάνε δεκάρι και να κάνουν τάχα example τον Λοΐζου και να τον κάνουν δεκάρι, ας πούμε?
Δεν νομίζω, I think it's just a number. I think it's just a squad number, to be honest. Okay. That's what I think. I honestly believe that they're either going to get a δεκάρι or they're going to get a winger. That's what I think.
Θα και δεκάρι. Εντάξει, παίζει και ο Φιλίππε δεκάρι, αλλά προτιμώ πιάνε ένα certified, ας πούμε, δεκάρι σε αυτή τη θέση.
Θεωρώ they're gonna try to get Maxi back on loan.
Ναι.
Ακόμα παίζεται εκείνη η περίπτωση.
Σου να πάει στον Άρη.
Ακόμα είναι.
We know Marinagi's relationship with Ari. We know his relationship with that club. But listen, Ari are linked with. They're linked with what's his name, Theo Walcott now, aren't they? They brought in Andre Gray. They're looking to bring in this player that.
Gervinho, yeah. Ακούστηκε και ο Σάντι Μίνα.
The guys at Arsenal, yeah.
Ο Σάντι Μίνα, ο Μπαϊέν Ιάνγκ, ακούγονται τα ονόματα, ας πούμε.
Anyway, κοιτάξτε, να περιμένουμε να δούμε να γίνει, επειδή είπαμε, it's been really quiet and no one knows what's going on, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna have other shows as well to discuss.
At least we're not getting Wada. At least we're not getting Wada.
Ευτυχώς.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ο άνθρωπος ήθελε να κάνει holiday, ρε, να πιένει προπονήσεις τώρα, ήθελε να πιένει θάλασσα ο άνθρωπος στα έξω του, τα ποτούσκια του. Αφού ήξερε ότι να κάτσει λίγο παραπάνω και ύστερα να πάει σε μια ομάδα να πιένει αδιαγένεια.
Ποτά νομίζω δεν πίνει, ρε φίλε, αν δεν κάνω λάθος. Καμιά άλλες μαλακίες, αλλά νομίζω ποτέ αν είναι πιέν και μουσουλμάνος, αλλά είναι σίγουρος για το.
Ρόι μου, είδα τα τότα πράγματα με
Καμιά
τα
άλλα
μάτια
πράγματα.
μου. Μουσουλμάνοι που εμπίνουν ποτό, είναι και ποτό που είναι καταπιάσει. Τέλος πάντων.
Yeah, he may not drink, but he does a lot of things against the Quran.
Ναι, σίγουρα.
Allegedly.
Anyway, we don't care about that.
No, not at all. Fuck it. But yeah, I just think it comes to the point now where other clubs are making moves and people getting frustrated. As I mentioned before, Upwell, they signed, what, 7-8 players?
Maybe not 9 or 10, but don't forget they're playing.
Next week they're playing.
League and they're playing a European game next week.
Next
Να
week.
φύγω Σόουζα.
They play this
Να φύγω Σόουζα.
Μάλλον είναι να φύγει ο Σόουζα.
Ναι, σήμερα ακουστεί ότι μάλλον φεύγει, ναι.
Is he gone? Is he officially?
It's more likely.
Ναι. Είναι πολλά τα λεφτά των Κινέζων. Πρέπει να βρουν τρόπο να στα δώκουν.
Have you seen the fuss they've made about that fullback they bought from Greece?
Ferreira.
The left back Ferrari.
Ferrari, να μπουν.
Does anyone know much about him? I don't know. I can't really say.
I have no
Ακούσα ότι ήθελα να είναι Παναθηναϊκός. Κάτι έτσι. Ο Τσάμεξο.
He had a full season. He gave like, I don't know, 3-4 assists, a couple of goals. He starts στο Βόλο, αν δεν κάνω λάθος. Ήταν και συμπαίχτης με τον Βάρτα πριν κάποια χρόνια. Other than that, I can't like να τον αναλύσω τα χαρακτηριστικά του, ας πούμε, these weaknesses.
Is he an upgrade on Zabala though? Is he an upgrade on him? No.
Listen, Zabala offered a lot to Abel without it being expected. I don't know how I can compare the two. This player seems a little bit more balanced defensively as well. But we'll have to wait and see. You can't underestimate Abel for sure. Ναι, but we'll have to wait and see. Θέλετε να συζητήσουμε λίγο για τις στατιστικές που ευκήκαν εχτες.
Yeah, let me get them.
Πάμε στα ωραία.
Yep.
Right, which one shall I get up first, Roy? Is it this one?
Up to you.
There you go. 10 years. 10 years percentage of attendances, right? How they've increased or decreased.
It's not attendances. It's
not attendances. It's following.
What team do they support? They call people and ask them which team do you support? And
right, before we continue, right? This is obviously from the University of Lefkosia, right? They've done this study, yeah? Now, I've been looking on social media, and then a lot of our boy listeners have been saying, yeah, well, the people that run the university are Agel and all that kind of shit and blah, 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 blah. Are we going to debunk this?
Να απαντήσω για μια λέξη. Πεντάρες, ρε φίλε. Πεντάρες. Τίποτε άλλο δεν θα πω.
Okay. Right.
Κοίτα σου πω, ρε φίλε. Εγώ πιστεύω ότι numbers usually tell the truth, but they're up for interpretation, and you can misinterpret them or interpret them the way you want to, especially when it's a little bit vague, you know? So, for example, if Apoel has most of the following, the fans are from Nicosia, and this questionnaire was spread between 4 or 5 cities equally, it might make a difference. There's a lot of aspects that they don't take into consideration. The age group, I don't know what's the age group they've been asking these people, because there's a lot of kids, obviously, who maybe in 2012, they were, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 years old. Now they're 22 and they might support another team. Maybe some of them back in the day when Apoel was doing well and they were winning back-to-back titles, I don't know. For example, someone was going out with his girlfriend, and he decided to take her to a European game of Apoel. And when they asked her, she said, "I support Apoel," and now she doesn't give a fuck. For example,
yeah, casual fans. Where you'd be like, "Oh well, I don't really follow football, but if I were to support a team, it will be whoever it is because my dad supports them or some shit."
Yeah, stuff like that. But overall, I think, συγγνώμη ρε Πέτρο, I think that the numbers are representative to some extent. You can't be too happy with the results, but you can't take them that serious. It's just something you can look a little bit, because just a few days ago, I think ενώ κόα που έφκαλεν τα εισιτήρια από κοπήκαν και το Αποέλ είχε 100,000 και Ομόνια 60. Αλλά ας πούμε τον που σου λαλώ, you can interpret it differently, because Omonia for the first time in the history didn't play in the top 6. So when Aboel was playing in top 6 and they were taking a lot of fans, Omonia was in the second group and we had an average of 1,200 fans. And then the games που παίξαμε κύπελλο με ΑΕΛ, Ανόρθωση και Άχνα, τελικών δεν τα έλαβαν υπόψη τα πράγματα που πήραμε μέσω όρο 15,000 κόσμων, ας πούμε.
And it didn't take into consideration, obviously, 2020 because of COVID, so you can't get a fair analysis there, can you, really? I mean, if you want to talk about, listen, if we're talking about attendances, paradigma, right? Let's just say it was based on attendances, yeah? Given the season that we had last season and the season that Aboa had, of course there's going to be a dichotomy, isn't there?
Okay, but this is why the research was done. Like you see, with an average of a 3-year integral, it's not like the Pambudo 12, 15, 18. They skip the Corona period and they go to 22. Εγώ τούτο που έχω να πω είναι ότι βλέποντας την στατιστική, I would say I would disagree with Roy about one thing, because you're saying you don't know the group age or whatever. Yes, you're right. You don't know which age was the person that they were calling to take the information. But if you look at it from the point of view of the numbers, forget about what age was the guy or the city or whatever. If you take it by numbers, you would see that all the teams there, εκτός το Αποέλ, their fluctuation up or down is within reasonable limits. And they're keeping the major amount is there.
It's consistent.
It's consistent. The difference is not that huge. But στη θέση του Αποέλ.
It's an
in Cyprus.
Πέτρο, εσύ ακούμε, αν μας ακούεις, εσύ ακούμε. Κόφηκεται τώρα ξανά ξεκίνα και όπου ελάλες, επειδή για περίπου 30-40 δευτερόλεπτα ακούες. Τώρα ναι.
Εντάξει, ως ποιον κομμάτι να ακούσες?
Και που ξεκιάτσε ελάλες ότι οι διαφορές των άλλων ομάδων με εξαίρεση το Αποέλ ήταν μέσα σε λογικά πλαίσια της τάξης του 1 με 2%, ενώ του Αποέλ
και ούτε καν 1 με 2%, και ούτε καν 2%. Έχουν ένα fluctuation το οποίο είναι reasonable. Ενώ το Αποέλ είναι μεγάλο το fluctuation του. Δηλαδή, άμα θεωρείς που το 30 να πιένει στο 21, είναι μεγάλη διαφορά for it not to be true. Μπορεί να μην είναι 21, ρε φίλε, μπορεί να είναι 23, μπορεί να είναι 24 η πραγματικότητα. If we take it like you don't know the age group and things like that. But the difference is there. What I see from this research is that the most stable fan base in Cyprus είναι δύο ομάδες που την έχουν. Η Ανόρθωση και η Ομόνια.
Πας τούτον για το ποια ομάδα θεωρώ ότι ευνοείται. Να το ανεβάσουμε και εκείνο ρε φίλε, Ομόνια ρετρό μου. Ναι, εννοείται ότι έκαμε και οπαδούς. Κοίτα ρε παιδιά, κοιτάξτε, τούτο το πράγμα συμβαίνει ανά το παγκόσμιο, θεωρώ εγώ, να γεννιούνται γενιές που υποστηρίζουν μια ομάδα. Δηλαδή τώρα, ας πούμε, δέτε ομάδες που έφτασαν και στο άλλο το επίπεδο, που γίνονται με μια ομάδα λόγω παιχτών. Π.χ. ας πούμε μπορεί να πεις ότι κάποιοι γίναν με την Παρί τώρα με τα Αστέρκα ή με τη City, ας πούμε, η Μιτσί που ας πούμε πριν κάποια χρόνια είχε οπαδούς η City μες στην Κύπρο, ας πούμε. Ήταν United, Arsenal, Liverpool, άντε κανένας Tottenham, ας πούμε. Τώρα αλλάζει, η Paris Saint-Germain έπιανε οπαδούς. Που έφυγε ο Ρονάλτο και πήγαινε στη Juventus, έγιναν και οπαδοί λόγω του Ρονάλτο. Και βλέπεις τα πράγματα και φυσιολογικά να συμβαίνουν σε ένα σημείο. Εγώ θεωρώ ότι ο λόγος της σταθερότητας της Ομόνοιας και της Ανόρθωσης έχει να κάνει σχέση και με εξωαγωνιστικούς λόγους που θα με λαμβάνουμε υπόψη και το γεγονός ότι πριν 4 χρόνια ήταν που εμπήκε και ο Παπασταύρου και εφίαν και αρκετοί οπαδοί που την Ομόνια την εταιρεία και πιάσουν στην 29η που ήταν ακόμα πιο μεγάλη η διαφορά. Απλά εγώ πιστεύω ότι η Ομόνια διαχρονικά ήταν η ομάδα του λαού, ήταν η λαοφιλέστερη και ήταν η ομάδα που σε όλες τις επαρχίες της Κύπρου πρέσβευε μια τάξη ανθρώπων που συνήθως έρχονταν από τα πιο working class, χαμηλά στρώματα και μέσω της ομάδας τους, οπότε ο εργάτης που ήταν στη Λάρνακα, στη Λεμεσό, στην Πάφο, στην ελεύθερη περιοχή Αμοχώστου, μέσω της Ομόνοιας και των επιτυχιών της φυσικά, έβρισκαν την ομάδα που την εκπροσωπούσε και αντιπροσωπεύε. Η Ανόρθωση είναι και προσφυγικό το θέμα. Να μου πεις ότι είναι και η Σαλαμίνα που την Αμοχώστου, αλλά η Ανόρθωση ως πιο μεγάλη ομάδα και με παραπάνω πυρήνα κόσμων και followers, ας πούμε, είναι η εισβολή του 1974, πήγαν παραπάνω στη Λεμεσόν, πήγαν Λάρνακα, κάποιοι πήγαν Πάφων, ύστερα άλλοι στην πορεία επαντρευτήκαν στην και Λευκοσία και είναι ανορθωσιάτες όχι τόσο και για τις επιτυχίες της ομάδας, αλλά επειδή είναι αμοχωστιανοί, ας πούμε.
Είναι ανορθωσιάτες.
Ναι, απλά εκπροσωπεί τους και το πράγμα, ρε φίλε, οι πόλοι τους, ας πούμε.
Ναι, σίγουρα.
Οι πόλοι, ναι, μέσω της ομάδας της ανόρθωσης εκπροσωπείται οι πόλοι τους, ας πούμε. Ενώ το ΑΠΟΕΛ είναι πιο Λευκοσία. Η ΑΕΛ ο Απόλλωνας είναι Λεμεσός και όταν λέμε Λεμεσός, ας πούμε, πρέπει να ξεχνάμε ότι στη Λεμεσό έχει και πολλούς πρόσφυγες, είτε παροσιώτες, είτε τα τελευταία χρόνια πιο παλιά ήταν Λιβανέζοι, ύστερα Σέρβοι, τώρα είναι Ρώσοι, Ουκρανοί, Ρωσόφωνοι, τέλος πάντων, και ούτω καθεξής.
Άμα δεις τη δημοσκόπηση της Λεμεσού, είναι πρώτος ο Απόλλωνας, δεύτερη η ΑΕΛ, τρίτη Ομόνια με 15%, τέταρτη Ανόρθωση, ένα θυμούμε τώρα, πέμπτος ο Άρης, και ύστερα οι υπόλοιποι από ΕΛ, ξέρω εγώ.
Εντάξει, δεν είμαι σίγουρος για τούτο, αν κατά πόσον το ΑΠΟΕΛ, θεωρώ ότι το ΑΠΟΕΛ μες στη Λεμεσό άρκεψε και δυνάμωνε τα τελευταία χρόνια, οπότε δεν ξέρω αν είναι και κάτω από τον Άρη, για να είμαι ειλικρινής.
Μπορεί να έχω λάθος, γιατί εγώ πρόσεξα τους πρώτους τρεις, ότι είναι Απόλλωνα, ΕΛ, Ομόνια.
Εκείνο μπορεί να είναι φυσιολογικό, μες στα φυσιολογικά πλαίσια.
Και ύστερα Ανόρθωση.
Αλλά ναι, είπα σου και πριν, εγώ ακόμα και τον καιρό που το ΑΠΟΕΛ είχε τις επιτυχίες του και συμφωνώ ότι γέννησε κάποιες γενιές νέων οπαδών στο πρόσκαιρα ή έγινε μια μόδα στην εποχή. Στο κάτω-κάτω μιλώ για τον εαυτό μου που και εγώ έγινα ομονιάτης στην δεκαετία του 80 που στο πρώτο μάτσο που έπια νίκησε η Ομόνια του ΑΠΟΕΛ 5-2 αν δεν κάνω λάθος, ήταν το 88-89 κάπου και ήμουν 8-9 χρόνο. Οπότε αν και εγώ ήταν μια επιτυχία μιας ομάδας που με έκαμε με την Ομόνια και όχι τόσο επειδή ο παπάς μου ή η μάμα μου ή ξέρω εγώ ήταν ο παππούς μου, αλλά ο παππούς μου και πιέζε με ποτέ να γίνω με κάποια ομάδα. Αν και ο ίδιος ήταν φανατικά υπέρ της Ομόνιας, ας πούμε. Μπορείς να καταλάβεις το πράγμα, αλλά εγώ δεν επίστευκα ποτέ, ακόμα και όταν έλαβούσαμε ότι το ΑΠΟΕΛ ξεπέρασε την Ομόνια σε popularity, δεν το επίστευκα το πράγμα. Ναι, ότι εμειώθηκε η διαφορά, επίστευκα το ότι το ΑΠΟΕΛ είχε παραπάνω, δεν το επίστευκα και ούτε το πιστεύω τώρα, αλλά...
Εντάξει, το είχαμε τις επιτυχίες του. Ναι, sorry, το είχαμε και τις επιτυχίες τους που είχαν και στην Ευρώπη, γι' αυτό είχαν να λαλούν ότι είχαν popularity παραπάνω από την Ομόνια, επειδή τώρα ξέρει τους όλος ο κόσμος χωρούν τους μες στο Champions League στους ομίλους, ξέρω εγώ, να που κάναν το 2012, μπήκαν και 4 φορές, παίξαμε ομάδες Μπάρσα, Ρεάλ και τα λοιπά. Τούτοι είχαν και τη χρυσή τους δεκαετία τα τελευταία χρόνια. Η Ομόνια ήταν μες στα σκατά, με λίγα λόγια, ας πούμε, ότι πήγαινε κάτω, ξέρω εγώ. Και ακόμα η Ομόνια έφερνε πολύ κόσμο, ακόμα έφερνε 15.000, 16.000 μες στο ύπιο, εξεσύλωνε το γασίπι, ας πούμε, τα άσχετα δεν τα πήγαινε καλά. Θα πω, δικαιολογώντας ότι να γέμωνε κόσμο και ξέρω εγώ, ας πούμε, και να πούσαν τους παίχτες και τα λοιπά, επειδή είχαν τη χρυσή τους δεκαετία. Επιάν και 7 συνοχώνα προαθλήματα, επιάν και πάνω από τουλάχιστον 7 φορές ομίλους. Η Ομόνια ήταν, σκέφτομαι, έχει ακόμα και το δυνατόν το following και όλους τους οπαδούς, ας πούμε, που εμπιστεί και για την ομάδα. Και τώρα που δυναμώνει η Ομόνια να τραβάζει παραπάνω κόσμο, ας πούμε. Και έχουμε και την νεολαία που πάει γήπεδο και ξέρω και εγώ, που τώρα, ας πούμε, δεν δυναμώνει η Ομόνια παραπάνω παρά που ήταν πριν. Με τον κόσμο, άσχετα αν έχασαν κόσμο.
Ούλα παίζουν τον ρόλο τους, απλά εγώ τώρα προσωπική μου άποψη του και βασισμένο σε στατιστικά, επειδή έτυχε στατιστικά να πούν και το αντίθετο Τζον που λαλώ εγώ, ότι εγώ δεν πιστεύω σε καμιά περίπτωση ότι το ΑΠΟΕΛ έφτασε στο σημείο να έχει παραπάνω οπαδούς που την Ομόνια.
Όχι, τούτον ποτέ. Όπως να πάει σε Ομόνια.
Το να σμικρύθηκε η διαφορά και τα ποσοστά, κοινό να το δεχτώ, που θεωρώ κάπως πιο αντιπροσωπευτικά τα νούμερα. Τώρα δηλαδή εγώ πιστεύω το ΑΠΟΕΛ είναι πιο κοντά στο 21 με 23 και η Ομόνια στο 28 με 30. Δηλαδή έχουμε μια διαφορά της τάξης του 6-7%. Θεωρώ το κοινό κάπως πιο αντιπροσωπευτικό. Με τη λογική του ότι το ΑΠΟΕΛ, νομίζω, αν δεν κάνω λάθος, έχει το 70% του following του μες στη Λευκοσία, ενώ της Ομόνιας είναι το 50% στη Λευκοσία και ύστερα το άλλο μοιράζεται αντίστοιχα σε άλλες πόλεις. What do you think, Stel? You seeing it from abroad, from England, how do you see these things? I mean,
Φίλε, να σου πω, I've got friends, like for example, Harry, he's an Anorthosis fan, but he doesn't follow Anorthosis too much. Do you know what I mean? I've got friends who say that they're Aboel fans and they buy the Faneles, but they don't know too much about the club, you know. And the thing is, the majority of Challiers, they say they follow a club, but they couldn't tell you a team lineup. They couldn't tell you who the manager is. They couldn't tell you who the best player is. This is based on people that I speak to. One of my close friends, his cousin is an orthodoxy player. Right, he's not a first team player. He was in the academy and he hasn't had a kick. And he couldn't tell me. Like he says, his Spire is still the head coach. This is what I'm saying. Like it's not that there isn't any interest. It's just that there isn't enough awareness. You know, I can speak to friends out here that I follow this team. But do you watch any of the games? No, because I don't have cable net. I don't have Sida. I don't have whatever. I'm like, well, just go on YouTube and watch highlights, if anything. Yeah, but and then they follow the Premier League and then they follow Serie A or La Liga or whatever. So it's a shame because there should be more people following the Prodathlima. And this goes back to what I've been telling you and Chris in our WhatsApp group. The marketing, it's poor. It's really poor. You know, don't get me wrong, Buffo and Arias and Orthodoxy, even Aboel to some extent, they're doing it very well. But our club, there isn't enough being done to tell people that are Omonia fans throughout the world that, you know, this club, we're doing stuff. We're doing things. Like we've got such a pool. We've got such a big fan base throughout the world. We've seen it on this podcast. People from Canada, people from America, people from Australia tuning in. You know, and this is one of the reasons why we do it in English as well. Because, all right, my Greek isn't great, but there are people abroad whose Greek is practically non-existent because either they haven't learned it or for whatever reason. And it's just like, well, this podcast gives them that ability to know about Omonia and find out what's going on. But again, it just goes back to what I said before. Like there isn't that awareness, and that's why there is a lack of interest in it. Practically, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I told you this. I took my daughter to Greek school a few weeks ago, and this one guy came up to me and goes, "I'll watch your podcast, right? It's brilliant." I'm like, okay, that's one person. I don't know how many other people in the UK watch it, but you know, people would just say, "Oh, I follow Omonia because my uncle or my dad or my cousin or whatever," but there isn't that genuine interest. It's like what I said about the casual fans.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's if you want to become more global and take advantage of the fact that there are Cypriots in countries such as the UK, the USA, Australia, they should have taken advantage of that pool. But yeah,
Right,
I
yeah.
think
I'll give you an example. Yeah, last season I was doing the videos and all that kind of stuff on Instagram, and I've got friends messaging me saying, "Oh bloody hell! I didn't realize Jordi Gomez was out on Monia. I didn't realize that Adam Lang, who had such a good game against Harry Kane, is an Omonia player because the awareness isn't there. Omonia had a fan club in the UK, and they've disappeared. I don't know where they are. I really don't know where they are." And, huh?
قاعد لندن Gate
Yeah.
Night London
Yeah. Well, not just Tirana. Yeah, it was just a London supporters club. Yeah, I've gone on the Facebook page and no one posting anything. No one's messaging. Nothing. I've tried to get in contact with them. Nothing. And this is what I'm saying. This club is, and I'm going off on a tangent here, but this club is missing a massive opportunity, right? Not only to bring in new fans, but to keep the fans that were interested 10, 15, 20 years ago. But they're missing a trick because there's a lot of emphasis on the fans in Cyprus, which is understandable because they're the ones that go to games. They're the ones that are wherever. But if you think about it, man, you're missing out on revenue, on sponsorships by alienating the audience abroad. That's my honest opinion. That's my honest opinion. Baba Stavro is from the United States, for fuck's sake. All right, he's not born and bred in the States, but he's from out there. So obviously there is some interest. But for me, it doesn't. I don't understand why this club doesn't think outside the box. They don't. I'm sorry.
Don't you think it has to do anything with marketing or social media or something like that?
I think it's got everything to do with that. I think it's got everything to do with that. And I honestly believe that there is someone or some people at the club who perhaps believe that it's not worth their while to aim the product or the brand abroad.
Yeah.
Perhaps they feel that it's not financially feasible to do it. But to be honest, with social media, you don't need to invest as much as you would within the island because it's all there. The infrastructure's there. Listen, I'll be straight up and I'll say, the other day I was looking at the Omonia website, the e-shop, and I'm like, fucking hell, what if, for example, I want to buy an Omonia shirt for Roy, for example, but I don't know if he's got it already. But I want to buy him something that's Omonia related. How do I do that from the UK? Well, what about an e-voucher? What about something
you can
like
ask
that?
me.
Well, yeah, I can ask you. Okay, let's say it's a surprise. It's a surprise. I want to get him something, but I want to surprise him. Let me get him an e-voucher, and I can email it to him and say, "Look, there's 100 quid here. Get whatever you want because I obviously can't get it." But there's nothing there. And I messaged someone that works at the club. I says, "What about this idea?" And he goes to me, "That's a great idea. Let me go to the marketing team and ask them." But I doubt it's going to happen, though. But I'll tell you this for now. If you go to Costa, if you go to Starbucks, you can download an app with a QR code and you can pay that way and top up your account that way. Why don't Omonia do that? Have a QR code or an Omonia app. Have that. So you can go to Green Boutique, pay with that, link your Apple Pay with that, pay it that way. You could get points as an incentive. You've got the, what's it called now? The privilege card.
Privilege card.
Yeah. You can create an app. And again, you're not spending thousands of pounds on the fucking app. You could get a third party to run it for you. This is what I'm saying. They don't think outside the box. But the problem that we have as a club, no disrespect to whoever's running the ship, Buffo are jumping ahead of us. Aris are jumping ahead of us. Because they're seeing things from the 21st century. Whereas our lot, it's like, well, we're happy to do this. We're happy to do that. Think outside the box. Aris get 500 people turning up to games for fuck's sake. Buffo get 1,000 people turning. We could get 15, 20, 30,000 people if at a push. Do you get what I'm saying? But focus your brand on the fans that are abroad, because I can watch games. Obviously, fair enough, I've got a way of doing it. But perhaps if you have someone abroad that wants to watch the Omoni games, have like a pay-per-view thing with Primetel. They could watch their games, but they're not pushing the brand. They're not pushing the product to people abroad because it's like, well, we're small and we've got a small fan base within Cyprus. Just focus it on that. Understand, focus it on them, but you're missing out on potential revenue, potential sponsorship, and potential shirt sales. All right, the money goes to Macron, however much it goes to Macron percentage, because there's this strange narrative that if you buy a shirt, the money goes to the club. It doesn't. It goes to Macron, and a percentage will go to the club. And that's based on the deal that they've had. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, Mr. Marketing here.
Ο Πέτρος μαζί μας, ο Ξάε...
Ναι ρε, δαμέ με. Είπα να τον αφήγω να μιλήσει.
Okay. Guys, if you just look at the fan they organized, it looked like it came from the 80s. We are miles away from... Yeah.
Now, see, what I will say about this fan day, right? What I did like about it is that there were lots of kids there, and they're the new generation. But was enough done for the kids? Because you had people selling souvlaga, but was there something there for the kids to play? Like, was there like a five-a-side tournament outside the stadium? Was there little things here and there to get the kids more involved? Were players there talking to the youngsters? This is what I'm saying. In the UK, we've got something called a Toca Social. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's this interactive board with like targets, and the kids shoot the ball and it hits the thing and you get points. Again, to hire something out might be about $2,000, right? But the amount of people that will turn up just to do that, you're getting people involved. The interaction isn't there. I see people on the stage, these singers. I don't know who they are because I don't live in Cyprus, but I recognize them because they've been on Total Green. But you're getting the same people on. You're getting the guy from Camping, the mechanic from Camping who's an Omonia fan, but he's been on Total Green, But people in Cyprus know them. But if you're looking at people such as myself or people in America or whatever that support the club and want to watch it, they're like, okay, well, who are they? There's no one really special here. Like, no disrespect.
It all depends on the demand. If there's a saying that says, if something works, you don't need to fix it. And I think it works for the majority of the people there, even though, okay, as we saw from the message from a friend now, and I did get some messages saying that the streaming was horrible. Can't even help our foreign players. Yeah, that's one of the things we managed to do, and we had we have a very good relationship with the foreigners of the team, and it's a way of them watching something that has to do with the team they're playing, because obviously they don't understand what the media say in Greek. We can't do this, so we need someone from abroad. Tell me, say it as it is. It looked like it was organized by Sunday Football.
Okay, I can sorry to interrupt there. I just need to say something. First of all, that bit with Ferreira, that woman that came, right? The only reason they got her is because what's his name? Gol was singing that song. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. That was just a massive coincidence. He started singing that song. It was probably just a random thing that popped up in his head. Maybe he was singing it in the day before. Maybe he was with his missus doing whatever with her, and that song was playing. Yeah, of course. But this is the power. This is what I'm saying about social media, the buzz. This is what I'm saying. All it takes is one thing, and it gets people. I mean, the day, 2 or 3 days after he did what he did, they started releasing shirts. That's genius. Yeah, because it's in the moment. Straight away people are gonna see it. It's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's buy that shirt because it reminds us. It's what's the word? I forget the word now. But you're striking you're striking while the iron is hot. Yeah, and they got her because if he didn't sing that song, they wouldn't have got her. So let's just push that one to one side. As for the organized event, okay. There are many things that I believe they could have done better, right? The streaming company for a start, right? We had to pay £5 to watch it. I don't know anyone that paid to watch that. I don't know anyone. But again, I haven't asked people. I've only asked a few people and they said no, right? But why would you pay €5 to watch a live event when you could pay extra to be there and witness it and be part of it? Do you get what I'm saying? A lot could have been done better. But again, that's how they wanted to do things, and that's staying within their brand. Now, again, what I'm about to say might upset a lot of people, but it seems that at this club, not just at this club, but many clubs in Cyprus, if you've got a Mesa and if you've got a Barea, it's like a Glika. No one else, they're like gatekeepers. No one else is allowed in. Do you get what I'm saying? They do things their way, and that's the only way it's going to be, because that's the way that they believe is best. But my main concern, and the one thing I've always said about this club and the way that they do things from a marketing perspective, I don't think that the decision makers, not the people that are in the marketing team, because they're not the decision makers. They come up with a suggestion, but some people, I don't know who, no names mentioned because I don't know, they don't like these ideas, or they don't want to go with them. Maybe because they didn't come up with them themselves and they're not going to get the credit. I don't know. But again, this happens in every walk of life. Do you get what I'm saying? Pedro, you work for a company, you might come up with an idea and your manager might say, I don't like it. But deep down, he likes it. But because he didn't think of it, or she didn't think of it, or they, or whichever pronoun they use these days, they believe it's not good enough because I didn't come up with it. But you can come up with that idea and give it to someone else, and they'll say, it's a brilliant idea, let's run with it, and it works.
Unfortunately, this is a Cyprus mentality. I don't agree. It's life. This is a 100% Cyprus mentality. If another person has the idea and you push it and he gets the credit for it, you're not going to push it. Unfortunately, this is fucking Ramodin Gipro. I've seen it way too many times in Cyprus. And I do not doubt for a second that it could happen. If it could happen to any company out there, why not to a football club? At least unlike some other people, especially through this podcast, άμα κάποιος έχει παράπονο λαλεί το, εφόμαστε να ανοίξουμε το στόμα μας. That's the good thing about it.
With Aboil, I hate to bring them up, but they've gone into Bitcoin. I'm sure they're going to go into NFTs as well, right? Why aren't our club doing something like this? As I said, all it takes is something simple like an official Omonia app where you can register your card details, you can pay for things with a QR code, or you can buy, vouchers, e-vouchers or whatever, get the latest news, all that kind of stuff. An interactive app where you can see stuff that isn't perhaps on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? It isn't difficult. Other clubs are doing it.
Υποτίθεται, ρε φίλε, προσπαθήσαν να το κάνουν το πράγμα με το OFC, that if you are a subscriber of OFC, you can see clips of the videos before they come out in public.
All right, exclusivity. Okay,
yeah.
Right, fine.
But
there's that.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
But the content for me, I'm sorry, the content for me is very weak. Yes.
You
know, and I could listen. Jan Roy is doing a brilliant job with Netcast, right? People have mentioned him. I think he'd be brilliant, to be honest. I think he'd be fantastic for Omonia, in my opinion. But I can, and Roy can attest to this. I've jotted down so many ideas on what type of content Omonia could put. This isn't me like saying, "Oh, I should be the savior. I should be the Messiah." No, I'm just saying if I can come up with ideas, other people can too. The content on Omonia's YouTube channel is very stale, it's very weak, it's very outdated. There's so much that can be done. We've had interviews with players, and the amount of banter we've had with them, I don't see that on the YouTube channel. And the thing is, people are going to say to me, yeah, but that's not professional. No, it might not be professional to a certain point, but you can see another side of a footballer. You see the engagement as well. And people are going to see these players, not just footballers, but as people. So when the results aren't as good, you can see them on TV and think, bloody hell, they're actually humans, right? They're actually humans. They're not robots. Do you get what I'm saying? That's seeing the other side of football. And that way you change the mentality of supporters. Do you get what I'm saying? This is something I feel very strongly about because I've been doing media for 12 years. I've been doing marketing for 10 years. I've worked for Disney, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? I've done my stuff for UEFA. I've done my stuff for TalkSport, for BBC. I've done it. And there are other people out there that have probably done more than me. Yeah, they've got more ideas. But as I said before, there's a glicker, and you need to have a mesa to be in. And people are being, I even think people that have left the club have probably left the club because they're frustrated, or they were frustrated because they were trying to bring in ideas and it weren't happening because certain people weren't happy with the ideas. Again, this is conjecture. This is my belief. This is not from what I've heard. So please don't take it in a certain way.
You see this thing you said that people say is not professional to do like good content on the YouTube channel, the club's YouTube channel. That's bullshit. I saw Liverpool doing some great content on the YouTube channel. They did quiz. They did like surprising kids. They did like lots of stuff, like the way they announce the players, the way they interact each other. They show like clips where the manager makes jokes, the players make jokes, and all that stuff. Everything is planned. Everything is like is scripted before they do the video. They do funny stuff. They do all sorts of stuff on the YouTube channel.
We haven't even done a crossbar challenge. Everyone does a crossbar challenge. Every club in the world, Aston Villa, Roma, something as simple as this. A crossbar challenge. Get the ball on the edge of the box, get 5 players, see if they can hit the crossbar. You got 10 minutes of content. 10 minutes of content, and you see the players enjoying themselves, and you become immersed in it because you feel like you're part of it. It's the psychology involved. But I don't need to watch 2 minutes of Choratska training. I don't need to see it. His best bits.
I don't need to see Loizo highlights.
What is this?
Or whatever. It's boring. Loizo doing push-up.
I don't like shitting on this club because they've they're doing their best.
We love this club, bro. We love this club.
More can be done. More can be done. And more should be done.
Για να μην νομίζουν ότι ο κόσμος ότι έχουμε τα με την Ομόνια, πρέπει να πούμε και ένα hats off της Ομόνιας που έκαμε το πράγμα που ονομάζεται Total Green. Γιατί αν ήθελεν έκαμε το η Ομόνια because they pay. It's a production. They pay for studio time. They pay for cameramen, lights, παρουσιαστές. So, and that was something new when it started. So hats off to them. That was a great move. Yes,
I agree. And you know what? They're doing things the right way because this is what you see from other clubs abroad. Like MUTV have their own in-house shows and all that kind of stuff. I've got no problem with Total Green. I watch it myself. I think it's brilliant. But from a marketing perspective, if you want to talk about the debt at the club and you want to talk about bringing in sponsors and all that kind of stuff, how can you bring in sponsors when your YouTube channel, YouTube is a massive platform, billions of people use it, right? And now we've got Lennon here, we've got British players coming over, more people are going to be showing interest, right? Lennon appears on TalkSport every now and again because he knows Jim White, who's a host for the morning show. He could be talking about Omonia and people are going to be Googling Omonia and then they're going to see the YouTube channel. They're going to see 2 minutes of I don't know, Uzoho making a cup of coffee while he's waiting for the ball to come. I don't know, bruv. Like, come on, like, you've got to be experimental. You've got to try different things. We have players that speak English. We have players that speak various languages, right? Okay, I'll give you Uzoho, for example. Do you know how big Nigeria is, right? If they do a profile on Uzoho, maybe going back to Nigeria, having a camera on him, going to meet his family, going to a school, going to this and that, giving Omonia shirts to kids out there, right? You're going to get Omonia fans in Nigeria organically.
Easy.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
And they do have money for you forget all these. Trust me, Africa there are many poor countries in Africa, yeah, but there are very rich countries as well on that continent. Nigeria being one of them, right? They've got Nollywood, for fuck's sake. It's like their version of Hollywood. They call it Nollywood. It's like Bollywood. Yeah. They do have money. But when we get in these players from Africa, from Nigeria, from Ghana, rich countries, do something that focuses on perhaps getting a new fan base that know nothing about the club, but yet they're going to want to watch Omonia games or go on the YouTube channel. And that way you generate revenue from views, from clicks. You might even get a Nigerian travel company sponsoring a player because that's what they do as well. You can sponsor players. You could sponsor players, you know. But this is what I'm saying. Think outside the box. I don't know whether they're too scared because they think that trying this out might not work, and I don't know. But give it a try. Give it a try.
I think the documentary they did when we won the league, that was a nice touch for me. I think that was like a good thing they've done on the channel.
Brilliant. That was brilliant.
That was amazing.
The thing is that all you have to do is just copy what others are doing abroad. There's no need for you to be a pioneer in the sense that you have to think of something that has never been done. Just if you can't do that, you can just copy something that's been done already and bring it in.
Look at this player announcement yesterday on Twitter. Right? They just recorded someone doing a Google search for the player, and then they got a few clips of the player, and then that was it. 5-minute job. I can do that. The videos that I do, 5 minutes. I don't even need to buy a bloody app. You get a bro. Like it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. And maybe this new marketing team that's come in, maybe they're going to do this in the summer. We don't know because I've seen some changes to the production of the videos. I've seen some changes there and some new music being used, and they even use some copywritten music for some video clips. So it's changing slightly, but I'm telling you this for now. If they allow more creative freedom, you're going to see more interaction, more engagement, more comments, more sponsors, more everything. But it's this Balokkele mentality. I'm sorry to use that term, and I don't mean to shit on the club, and I don't mean to shit on it, but it is what it is. Look at this t-shirt what Mario and Muggy gave me. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You know? These sorts of designs are what people are going to buy, not some guy holding a kid's hand looking like he's kidnapping him. Come on, man. Am I lying? I saw that t-shirt, and again, no disrespect. But when I saw that t-shirt...
Like father, like son. That one.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm thinking, what is this a kidnapping job or something? Is this Madeleine McCann or something? No, fuck knows. I don't know.
Εντάξει ρε φίλε, that's because it's το σύνθημα πίσω του και εντάξει, okay. You didn't get it because you don't know the story behind it. Okay.
No, I do get it, but again, you could have used a different image. It just looked sus to me. I don't know. You could have done a family tree. See? Right.
They could have put the picture as it is and surround it in the phrases that they use in when they're saying tradundo σύστημα.
If we want to evolve, we have to compare our money with a class on broad the competition. Okay. I don't really want to go into this too much because I think I've said enough to piss people off. In all fairness, I think I've rattled a whole heap of people. It's going to be I'm going to get a text message soon, aren't I, from someone? Fucking hell, stamada. Pareda.
Εντάξει ρε, δεν έχει πρόβλημα. Λαλείς μου να τα λαλώ εγώ και θα έχεις πρόβλημα εσύ.
I'll text you what to say. I'll send you a script. €3 a month is nothing, and I believe they can improve their channel in the future. I agree. Though they may totally agree in the content of it's kind of out there. I wouldn't say it's outdated, man. I just think because it's a new thing, they're still evolving. That's what I think it is anyway. I wouldn't criticize Total
They're
Green.
improving. They are improving still.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ναι.
Yeah, you're going to need one. I needed one for the cup final.
Θέλαμε και να φέρουμε ένα φίλο μας που το εξωτερικό, ρε τον τζάμε πάνω.
Hello, just came home. What did I miss? You saw me losing my marbles. You saw me losing my shit. Still, we need you. No, they're going to cancel me, man. They're going to cancel me. By the time they watch this, they're going to cancel me. Honestly, I'm going to get banned. OOB review of the year, one of the best videos. Yeah, OOB guys.
The OOB boys do a fantastic job all the time, all the time.
It's better. Well, we were meant to do like a try not to laugh challenge, but I think we'll postpone that for another time because we've done an hour and 10 minutes, man.
I've got one.
You got one what?
Who realized that Roy, even when he's not drinking beer, he's wearing one?
Ah, the baseball cap. Is that a Singer? Singer beer? What is it? What brand is that?
But the Jamaica do dore file. And the lion and the Jamaican flag.
I don't know.
Φίλε, τώρα έφανε γεννήσιμια, δεν έφανε του
Jamaican
Ah, νομίζεις ότι είναι μπύρα Λέων, ας πούμε.
Όχι, όχι, μια θελαντέζικη μπύρα.
Hey, boy, me drink the rum. It wasn't me. Fucking hell, Jesus. So yeah, have we got anything else to discuss?
Νομίζω ότι ήταν έτσι, ναι, ήταν, like we said, it was slow. Θέλαμε να κάνουμε το session μας βασικά, να μιλήσουμε για λίγα πράγματα και ελπίζουμε ότι την επόμενη φορά να κάνουμε πότε να έχουμε πιο ενδιαφέροντα πράγματα να μιλήσουμε. Όπως είπα και κατά τη διάρκεια του προγράμματος, προς το τέλος του μήνα δεν εκλειδώσαμε ακόμα την ημερομηνία, αλλά είναι ok και οι δυο να έχουμε καλεσμένους στο show που είναι surprises και νομίζω να έχει πάρα πολύ ενδιαφέρον και να πούμε πολλά και ενδιαφέροντα μαζί τους. So, να είστε έτοιμοι για τα ονόματα που είναι να βγουν. Και αυτά.
I need to ask Stefano and Bedro a question, which might lead us onto a future podcast. It's just come to me. Stefano, what's your favorite chat up line? What chat line would you use on girls? Because in Cyprus, I don't know how you guys chat up girls, man. I don't know how it works. Do you guys still do proxenia these days? Because in the UK, we just
the heart on the eyes emoji, the keys, the hearts, and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Maybe a little devil emoji or.
Actually, you know what? Sorry, so Stefano, I forgot to tell you, Estelle. There was this friend of mine said, "Why don't you have a pod where the fans ask us the questions more about ourselves, like what's the music we like?"
Okay.
Yeah, that's one
favorite movie, what's stuff like that.
Ask us anything apart from personal stuff. I mean, I don't mind talking about personal stuff. I mean, I'm not going to show you. So if I
No.
But yeah, it was an idea, and I forgot to tell you. I think it's going to be nice. That's where they can ask stuff about, you know,
I'll give you
favorite food, favorite drink, best memory, best friend,
Stefano, I'll give you this one for free because I did it with a work colleague the other day and she loved it, right? Because she's married, so I could just joke about with her, right? What you do, you get your phone, right? Yeah, so you got the camera like that and you just flip it around so you can see yourself, yeah? Right, can you see? Yeah? All right. And what you do, you hold the phone down, right? And you go to, do you want to see something cute? And she'll say, yeah. And then what you do, just show her herself. And that's it. If she laughs, you're in. And then you turn around and say to her, I may not have taken your virginity, but can I have the box that it came in?
Yeah, that could work.
Did you see the one I sent you?
Which one?
Christ.
The TikTok I sent today was this guy, he says, I asked my two lesbian friends if it's, they got me a nice watch.
Go on.
A Rolex watch for my birthday. I think they didn't understand what I meant when I said I wanted to watch, if it was okay to watch.
Watch.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
It's all right. I've heard that one before. I just wanted to laugh to be.
Anyway.
Or you can say I'm a fireman because I put out all the hose.
Oh.
I'll make all the hose wet as well. You can use that one.
What do you call the Mexican firemen? Jose and Hose B.
Oh, very good. Very good.
We need Sheridan for this one.
We need Killy. Yeah. Do the try not to laugh now. I can't do that now, man. The question is, do you prefer Roy or Stella? That's a trick question. Is that the chat up line that you're going to use on a girl? Because if they say Stell, then she ain't the one for you, bruv. She's got to say Roy all the time. She's got to say Roy all the time. It's that simple. Chat line, are you into no choftes? See?
Ooh,
If she ain't, then she ain't the one.
piss off.
She ain't the one. She ain't the one. Do you have any chat lines, Pedro? Come on, man. I'm sure you got loads.
No.
No?
No, man. I don't need to chat them up. I'll look. If they come, they'll come. If they don't, they lose. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
Old school. You see, it's the old school and the new school. Stefano still sends emojis with 남부감네데세 내 하모엘라체 군도 코로네 쫄로 소리딘 줄 아니 사델라 가일라즈라.
Let me
Dopo non mica amore. Stelle emoticon. Ti chiede emoticon budistelo.
When I was younger, yeah, there'd be times that I'd go clubbing with my mates and I just didn't have the honesty to go. Because, you know, like your mates out there by my next one, like, okay, whatever, man, I've got nothing else to do. And then, you know, my mates, one of them would be chatting to this girl and she's with her mates and you're kind of like, I don't really want to have this venda because my mate is trying to get with your mate, but yeah, I've got to be nice to you because if I don't be nice to you, then my mate ain't going to get anywhere with. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm like, how can I avoid this conversation and look like a total prick that she fucks off kind of thing? And I'd be, you know, me sometimes just random. I'd just sit there and I'd go to, I wrote a poem for you. Oh, really? You've only known me I've written a poem for you. Yeah, come on, what is it? Okay, well, roses are red. You look like fun. If you bend over, can I finger your bum? And then that's it. She goes. You're sorted. You're on your ones. You go enjoy what you got to do. You're sorted.
Look at Stefano trying to understand what you just said, Reste.
I'm trying to process it.
You have to do emoticon to symbolize it now.
See, that's what we should have done all this 1 hour.
We do that next week.
Yeah.
Stefano Canoni se chiama esena bunna pirasu in barabano.
We should get Chris na pirasu Chris.
Can you go down for Roy's Nice one.
That was top. Bravo, Mario. Respect. I like that Mario guy a lot, man.
Ο Κούμπας μας εχάθηκε εντέγια ρε, ξημαρισμένος.
Αφού εντέγια σκούπερ, έτσι ρε.
Εντέγια ρε, εντέγια.
That was fucking hilarious, what Mario's doing.
Or you can switch it up. You can say, my nickname is Roy's Internet because I always go down. See, you just always... you can... Mate, see, anyway.
My internet started with the ladies, man.
Yeah,
because they can't get in touch.
We're going to get a warning from YouTube. We're going to get a YouTube warning, aren't we? For like the
demonetized.
the graphic
no,
nature.
If you pass the first 2 minutes and you don't swear, then you're in the clean.
Did we last 2 minutes before I came on and
Yes.
I think we're all right. And Roy, wrap it up, man.
Sorry, Bon. Ega antes puentes mas simnera ni kami idan the slow week. Isana monindon neonana ginoseon τις ομάδας μας. Καταφέραμε να συζητήσαμε λίγο για τις στατιστικές που ευκαιρασί. Παραπάνω εξελίχθηκε χωρίς να προγραμματισμένο να μιλούμε για το marketing της ομάδας και πώς μπορεί να εξελιχθεί. Ό,τι κάνουμε εδώ στο pod νομίζω κάνουμε το καλόπιστα την κριτική μας και νομίζω μετά από 2 χρόνια περίπου που το κάνουμε αναγνωρίζει κάποιος ότι δεν το κάνουμε με άσχημο τρόπο. Απλά μερικές φορές θέλουμε και εμείς με τον τρόπο μας να πιέσουμε κάποια πράγματα επειδή θεωρούμε το potential λόγω του ότι είμαστε η λαοφιλεστερή ομάδα και πρέπει να είμαστε πρωτοπόροι σε όλα τα πράγματα, σε όλους τους τομείς. Και κλείσαμε έτσι με κάποια ραντομαστία τα οποία είναι ωραία να το κάνουμε λίγο πιο συχνά και με τη δική σας συμβολή, όπως τώρα που είναι ο Στέφανος και ο Πέτρος, να μπείτε και άλλοι μέσα θέλετε, να μας δώσετε ιδέες, ερωτήσεις που να θέλετε για το πώς να καλυτρέψουμε. Μπαίνουμε τώρα στο 3ο season του No Choftes και θέλουμε να ακούμε και εμείς, όπως εμείς θέλουμε η Ομόνια να ακούει τις απόψεις μας και εμείς θέλουμε που εσάς να μας πείτε τις απόψεις σας και να ακούμε για να βελτιωνούμαστε και εμείς, επειδή και εμείς πρέπει να βελτιωθούμε.
No Choftes Season 3, the tagline is bring in the filth.
Bring it.
Bring in the filth.
Πάμε σιλακάμου.
Let's go.